Welcome to Daily Devo. I'm Pat. Today we're going to talk about borrowed time. One of the many lessons I learned as a child from my parents is that if I borrow something or use something, to make sure and return it in better condition. For example, if I were to borrow someone's car, I don't give it back with an empty tank of gas and fast food wrappers littering the floor, but instead I return it clean and with a full tank of gas. What if we began to think about time this way? What if we began to think and act like the time we have is not really ours, but is borrowed time from our Maker, and we're going to, so to speak, one day return it to Him, or at least give an account for it? In our daily devos, we're in the midst of talking about the rhythms and routines and habits in our lives. And no doubt this area of time management would be high on the list of importance when it comes to our habits, simply because of the truth of this Chinese proverb: an inch of time cannot be bought with an inch of gold. That's good. In other words, time is one resource that is not renewable. You can lose money and get it back. You can lose a house and get it back. You can flunk a class and retake it. But once this next minute, this next hour, this day is gone, you can never, ever, ever retrieve it. You cannot relive it. You cannot get a redo. Therefore, how we choose to spend this resource called time is of the utmost importance, especially since a biblical worldview displays that your time and my time is actually borrowed time. See, the Bible has so much to say about how we use our time. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3, Solomon lists all the appropriate ways we use time. However, I want to focus on a little verse buried in Psalms chapter 90, verse 12. It reads this way: "Teach us to number our days so that we may grow in wisdom." That phrase, "teach us to number our days," is so good. Think of a bank account. You could go online and find exactly how much you have to the penny in your bank account or investment account. However, none of us can log into our time account and find out how many days we have left. And David is saying, teach us to live our days well. He's saying, God, teach us to value our time. Here's another way to put it. Until you value your time, you will not do much of value with your time. Let me say that again. Until you value your time, you will not do much of value with your time. Let me give you 4 more gems to contemplate when it comes to our habits with time. These are worth writing down. Number 1, one day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to do the things you always wanted to do. Number 2, what you do today is important because you're exchanging a day of your life for it. Number 3, it's what you do most of the time, not some of the time, that matters. Number 4, the law of forced efficiency says that there is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important thing. My friend, it is possible that the most important thing today is not even on your agenda. Let's remember that today, that our time is actually borrowed time. Your time and my time have been gifted to us by our Creator, and I wonder how we will choose to return that to Him.